What's going on, everyone? So, the Lakers take on the Memphis Grizzlies, and we have the injury report. Anthony Davis is probable. I fully expect him to play. It's one of those things where he's like always on the injury list, just in case they want to rest him. LeBron James, though, is questionable. I do think he plays, and we'll touch on that here in a moment. But right now, he is questionable. That probably won't get the announcement till like right before the game or like an hour before the game. Tried to let it wait a little bit this morning, and so far nothing. So my guess is it probably won't happen until right before the game. Then you got Jalen Hood-Schifino, Jared Vanderbilt, and Gabe Vincent all out. This is no shock. So same injury report as it has been. And this is the first matchup in the regular season since the elimination of the Memphis Grizzlies in the playoffs. And we won't get to see the LeBron James, Dillon Brooks Grizzly matchup again, as Dillon Brooks is on the Houston Rockets. We got to see that briefly with Houston, but it was really underwhelming. Dillon Brooks was good, or made one good play the first like 3 minutes of the game, and then might as well have not even been on the court. He was like unplayable the rest of the way, which I think is hilarious, because he's actually been really good for Houston this year. But LeBron, my guess is that he does play, as I mentioned, just because not only is this a home game that would be good to win, kind of get us back on track, put us over 500, put us on a 3-game winning streak, but also it's an in-season tournament game, right? So, you know, it has a little more significance, especially if the Lakers are serious about potentially trying to win this. So we will see. Personally, I don't hate the idea of the Lakers resting LeBron. Again, allow the team to build and continue to build an identity without LeBron James, because that'll only benefit us as we move through the season. That'll only benefit us when LeBron goes to the bench to get some rest, because we have been atrocious. I mean, bad. Like, worst team in the league bad. But like, one of the worst teams in history bad with LeBron James off the court. And so we got to see them beat the Portland Trail Blazers, which I know some people look at it, it's just Portland, but it's not about that. It's about us being worse than them without LeBron James. Yes, we have more talent. Yes, we should have won that game. Yes, all of those things, but we had our struggles prior to that game. It was a good step for the team and for the future of this team. I like the idea again with Memphis. Now, I do think Memphis is better than their schedule, than their record is. Right now, they are 2-8 after coming off a win against the Clippers. Something that you love to see it. But again, I just think that their record doesn't actually equate to the type of team that they are. They definitely had their early struggles. They are still struggling. A lot of that is just no Ja. But also they got several new pieces. They have several guys missing. And I just don't think the new pieces that they got make a lot of sense. They're undersized. There's a lot, right, with Memphis. But this is a team that, you know, they have a couple guys that could get extremely hot and score the basketball and just make things difficult. So we got to do our job regardless. But again, this is a game that the Lakers should win without LeBron, and I would rather them rest LeBron and have him ready and fresh for that Sacramento Kings game, right? Because we should be able to beat Memphis without LeBron, and then we close out our little homestand against the Sacramento Kings, and they got De'Aaron Fox back. We're trying to move up in the standings. If we beat them, now we're just that far further ahead, and then we have the series split 1-1. So I just think the Kings game is a lot more significant, personally, than the Memphis game right now, unless you really like value the in-season tournament. But again, I think the Lakers should be able to beat Memphis without it. But you need other guys to step up, right? Even if LeBron does play, this is a game that you should be able to allow him to do the load management, right? You shouldn't have to play LeBron James 40 minutes to beat the Memphis Grizzlies. And I'm hoping that, one, the Lakers are undefeated at home, so you'll have the Lakers and just that home trend to ride on, and guys will step up and guys play better. You know, guys usually do better at home than they do on the road. Which the road record is very concerning, but still, right? One step at a time. And I need to see guys really pick up the game, right? Like, we had an excellent third quarter in that Portland game. First quarter, I liked. Yeah, we won it. We only won it by 3, but that's fine. We still won it. But you saw the energy. You saw the intensity. You saw guys really hustling, going after it. And then that second quarter, once again, Lakers start stumbling. And then the third quarter, we're great, brilliant. Just start smacking them, blowing them out, looking like this game is over. Going to the fourth, up 11. And then it was just, we allowed them to go on a run. All of a sudden, it's a 1-point game. And then we're just weathering the storm back and forth. And then luckily, we were able to pull away down the stretch. Some timely plays. Taurean Prince, once again, arguably made the play of the game, going and tracking down that loose ball when everyone else thought, oh, we'll just let it go out of bounds. No, Taurean Prince said, I have other plans, picks up that ball, heads the other way. All of a sudden, there's the ball game, right? Like those are the type of things that you want to see from this team. But, since Austin Reeves moved to the bench, we're 2-0. He's been really good in that bench role, which is what I've talked about, right? Like, the reason I like the idea of Reeves off the bench, I know a lot of people preferred it was D'Lo or whatever. I don't. D'Lo is the better playmaker. As you saw in that Portland game, he was ridiculous. Reeves off the bench gets to kind of be more Reeves, and you saw that in the Portland game. But also Reeves, he gives you the same production whether he's off the bench or starting. So if you could get that production from the bench, then I'd rather that. And he still gets his role, he still gets his shine, all of that stuff, right? So I like how we are looking as far as lineup-wise goes. I like the Reddish, Prince, Rui, if we don't have LeBron, of course, D'Lo and AD. I really like that. I thought that was a nice balance. You saw Rui really step up and pick up, which if LeBron is out again tonight, I'm okay with. I think Rui can pick it up once again and kind of let him start getting into his stride, allow him to start getting into his groove, his rhythm. Taurean Prince, I'd like to see him start knocking down some threes here. Yeah, I think what he's done has been great. He's not settling, being aggressive, getting to the basket, right? Again, 2 games in a row, he made the play of the game twice. I love that. I love that veteranness, that he finds ways to make an impact when his shot isn't falling. But come on, dude, you were great shooting the basketball the first game. Then you had that rough game. Okay, that's fine. And then another great game. You're like, oh, here he is. And then another rough game. And then it's just kind of been downhill since. I mean, he had the injuries and stuff, but I'd like to see him start getting in a rhythm here, right? Like, I'd like to see him start knocking down some threes. I did like that we didn't settle for 3. Right? Against Portland, we were more aggressive in the basket. I mean, we took 84 shots, and 65 of them were inside. Only 19 were beyond the arc. We were 4-19, which isn't good, and that's probably another reason why we only won by 6, and the game was closer, because they were 13-37 from 3, So, I mean, they made 9 more threes than we did. But we also took half of what they took. So you have that counterbalance. And we were just getting easier buckets. Like, if you watched that game, you knew the Lakers were going to win. Like, even early on, I was like, Lakers are going to win this game. They're scoring too easily, right? We need to see the same thing in the Grizzly game. Now, they do have Triple J, so, I don't think that it'll be like a free line to the basket. And then they also picked up Bismack Biyombo, if I'm not mistaken. So they definitely have the shot blocking. So it's not going to be as simple as like, oh, let's just walk to the basket. But we got to continue to be aggressive, continue to rebound. This is a small team. Rebound the basketball. They're going to be hustling. They're going to be playing. They're going to be doing the things that they can do. They're not, we can't be reliant on, oh, we'll just, they just won't get the rebound. No, you go get the rebound. Don't just assume that, oh, we're bigger than them, we'll be able to get the rebound, right? Because even the Clippers were bigger than Memphis, and Memphis, they were both 41 rebounds apiece, but Memphis had 11 second chance points, and they won by 4. So that's the difference there, right? You get more offensive rebounds that leads to second chance points. There you go. Now you lose. And the Lakers love to give up second chance points and love to give up offensive rebounds. We got to stop that. Lock this in. Get this win with or without LeBron James. This game should be an absolute no-brainer. Anthony Davis was brilliant. needs to continue to be brilliant. Actually, to be honest, he's been brilliant all season. It's been kind of quiet for him, but he really has. He's been great on both sides of the basketball. He was really making plays. I loved, like, if you didn't watch the Portland game, right, you could look at the box score and go, AD had a really good game, right? He was great. There's the AD. If you actually watched that game, Anthony Davis was much more impactful than that box score. And that box score was good. Don't get me wrong. But he was very LeBron-esque at times in the sense of, like, controlling the game, controlling the tempo, right? You saw him get the basketball and just, like, survey and setting guys up and, playing out of the post. And he was wheeling and dealing, picking and shoot. Like, I really liked what I saw from Anthony Davis that game. I was actually very impressed by Anthony Davis. Look, Lakers were good last year without LeBron, right? When LeBron went down, we were winning games because on Anthony Davis's back. But even then, he wasn't doing, like, what I saw in that Portland game. Again, just the control, like, understand, like, having a feel for that pace. Okay, like, this is a spot that we need to slow it down here. Okay, this is a spot we need to go. Let me run the ball up the court, right? Like, you saw him kind of picking and choosing spots and doing it effectively, right? Like, I just really liked what I saw from Anthony Davis in this matchup, or in the Portland matchup. And I need to see that continue in this Grizzly matchup, right? With or without LeBron James. Even if LeBron James does play, I still need that Anthony Davis when LeBron's on the bench. Because that's the whole point, right? LeBron goes to the bench, Anthony Davis steps up, Anthony Davis plays like Anthony Davis. We need that. So, I believe we get the win tonight. I believe we end up 6-5 on the season, heading into that Sacramento game, which is at home. I'd love to get that Sacramento game. This is a stretch you gotta win. You gotta win. We beat the Grizzlies tonight. We're 6-5. You beat Sacramento. They're 7-5. Portland, 8-5. Rockets, 9-5. Jazz, 10-5. Through the first 15 games, and then you're going into that Mavericks game again at home, right? And then you got a 3-game tough stretch after that Jazz game. You got the Mavericks, the Cavs, and the Sixers, right? And then you got one game against the Pistons, and then the Thunder. So, after this little homestand, it starts toughening up again. So I'd like to get 5, 6, 7 games over 500. So that way we're in a good position. And then at that point, we're just trying to weather the rest of the season, right? You're just trying to, stay above 500 the rest of the way. Even at that point, if you're up 7 games over 500, you only need to end up 10 games over 500 the rest of the way. And now you're like the 2 seed. So there you go, at least in the West. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. What do you think? Think we get the win? Do you think we don't? Do you think that they should rest LeBron? Do you think they shouldn't? How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments.